Okay, guys, we're moving on to Law of Cosines. Woo! Yay! You guys have seen this before. So we're going to work through some problems. We'll go through the slides. Let me know if you guys need anything. I hope you're doing okay. Our objectives today is to use the Law of Cosines to solve oblique triangles, to solve applied problems using the Law of Cosine, to use Heron's formula to find area of a triangle. Okay, solving an oblique triangle means finding the lengths of its sides and measures of its angles. The law of cosine is used to solve triangles in which two sides and the included angle are known, or those in which all three sides are known. So the part here that's really important is that you have it with side angle side or side side side. So those are the two you have to remember that we're using this with. The law of cosines. If A, B, and C are angle measures, notice those are all capital letters, and A, B, and C lowercase are all side lengths, opposite of those angles, then, and these are all three the exact same formula. Notice when you're looking at this, whatever you have as your side that you're solving for out here, that's the angle on the inside. That's the most important portion that you get to notice or look at. And then this is just the words version of it. The square of a side. Let's try that again, Jenkins. The square of a side of a triangle equals the sum of the squares of the other two sides minus twice their product times the cosine of their included angles. You have no idea how much I want to call on one of you guys to read that. I know Travis would have done it. Okay, so let's keep going. Okay, solving an SAS triangle. Use the law of cosines to find sides opposite of the given angle, and use the law of sines to find angles opposite of the shorter of the two given sides. This angle is always acute. Find the third by subtracting the measure of the given angle and the angle found in step 2 from 180. So your first step is to use the law of cosines, and then we have to use the law of sines, and then we find our missing angle. So if you guys have the guided notes, I know some of you asked for them. I'm attaching them to this. You guys can fill this out. I'll give you a second. Okay, so solve a side angle side triangle shown in the figure. This figure is on your guided notes. I'll draw it in here, at least to the best of my abilities. So we have it looking like this. Okay, and this is labeled A, C, B, and this is 8, this is 7, and this is 120. Okay, that's what your picture should look like. So it begins by saying, okay, solve the triangle shown. Round lengths the sides to the nearest tenth. So we're going to start by law of cosines, where you're using law of cosines with the side opposite of the angle given. So that's A. So we're going to have A squared equals, and then I'm just going to write the formula out. B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cosine A. That's just the standard formula. Again, they're all through the same formula, just as long as you know what you're doing there. So we have A squared equals, and then B is 7 squared, C is 8 squared minus 2 times 7 times 8 cosine of 120. Okay, if you guys have your unit circle, this will be a little bit easier. So we have A squared equals 149 plus, not 149, Jenkins, 49 plus 64 minus 956. 56 times 2 is 112 cosine of 120. We know what the value of cosine at 120 is. It's a negative 1/2. It's on your unit circle. So putting these together, we get A squared equals 169. To get A by itself, we square root both sides. I know you guys know that A has to be 13. So up here, A equals 13. Now that we have that, that was step 1. Step 2 is to use law of cosines. 2. So law of cosines requires us to know the angle measure and a side. The only one that we officially know is A. So we're going to do b over sine of b equals a over sine of a. Well, we know a is 13 over sine of 120 equals b, which is 7, over sine of b. That looks a little messy, and I do apologize. So when I get sine of b by itself, we're cross multiplying. I'm going to move this up here. Okay. It's really windy today. I don't know if you guys can hear the wind. Sine of 120 equals 13 sine of b. Got to get that by itself. Divide each side by 13. And then apply a sine inverse. So we have sine inverse of 7 sine 120 over 13, which gives me, I got approximately 28 degrees. Double check my math, but that's what I arrived at. So here we have approximately 28 degrees. I'll go up here, put it in for B, 28. To find this missing angle C, measure angle C is 180 minus 120 minus 28, which gives me 32 degrees. So to list this all out, I know that I have a block thing here. I can't really tell exactly where it's at like all the other days. So we have A equals 13, B equals 7, C equals 8. Angle A equals 120, angle B equals 28, and angle C equals 32. I'm going to start working words in each day for you guys to put on your Google Forms, so that way I know who's watching our videos. So today's word is monkeys. So please remember to write that into your comments. We're going to do one more example, and then that will be it for today. Okay, so you have solved the triangle with angle A equals 60 degrees, B equals 20, C equals 30. Again, I don't really know what this triangle is exactly going to look like. But just for the sake of me drawing something, I'm going to put this as 60. So this is going to be angle A. We'll do B over here being 20 and C being 30. Okay, so the angle we have is A. So once again, I have to use that same formula where we're solving for side A. A squared equals B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cosine A. A squared equals B squared, 20 plus C squared, 30, minus 2 times 20 times 30 cosine of 60. Again, that's one we know, so yay us. So over here, we end up with 400 plus 900, and all of this together gives me 600. So I get a total of 700 here. Double check my math. Okay. Sorry, I went back to check my math real quick. So cosine of 60 is 1/2. So when we multiplied these together, we got 20 times 60, 600 times 2, 1200. 1200 times 1/2, 600. And then we subtracted that from here. We got 700. And then this is where I'm really going to have to double check, because I didn't have my graphing calculator at home to be able to do some of these functions. So I'm trying my best to do them on my phone. So now we're going to use the law of cosines. So this is law of sines, excuse me. So law of sines requires us to have to do the square root of 700. You just hear me guys doing this. 700. This is going to be a squared. This is going to give me about 26.5. It's not perfect, but because I don't have better tools here, just my iPhone, that's what we're going to use. So A is 26.5. So get 26.5 all over sine of 60 equals, and then B, let's go to B. B is 20 over sine of B. We're going to cross multiply again. 26.5 times sine of B equals 20 sine of 60. Divide by 26.5. Divide by 26.5. Okay, give me a second. I'm going to do this on my phone. So 60 sine times 20. Divide by 26.5. So that gives me sine of B equals 0.65360. And I've got to do sine inverse. I wish I knew how to do that on my phone. Oh, I do. Okay, phew. You just did the second button. So second sine inverse of 0.65360. Sorry guys, give me 1 second. Okay, when I put this into my calculator again, this is my phone calculator, so take it for what it means. You guys can double check my work and I'll make any amendments as we come across them. But I got it to be 40.8, which will count as 41 degrees. So for step 3, we're going to do 180 minus 60 minus 41. So 180 minus 101 is 79 degrees. And that's the measure of angle C. Okay, now we just got to list it out. So side A is 26.5, side B is 20, side C is 30, measure of angle A 60, measure of angle B is 41, measure of angle C 79. Okay guys, this is it for today. Remember our keyword. See you later. Let me know if you guys need anything.